I got this book. This is just the most gorgeous book. It has amazing, amazing photographs in it. But I want to read you something from it that really, really touched me as my introduction. Love is the religion of God. Adoration is the prayer that opens the heart. Sensuality is the meditation that invites God. Romance is the foreplay that arouses God. Orgasm is the ecstasy that incarnates God. Love is the doorway to oneness with God. And here now, to teach you how to romance yourself, is Rohit. Please welcome him to the stage.
Alright, welcome. Thank you for taking the moment out of all the wonderful things that are going on out there. We're going to go on a wonderful journey. A journey that is into yourself. A journey that it will take you to the heart and soul of love. Like Joy told you, I wrote a book some time back. It's called Loving Soulfully. I'm going to explain to you what that means and why is that different than many of the concepts we've been told so far about love. Most of us have been introduced to love through what we call romantic love. Would anyone venture to tell me how you got your ideas of what romantic love is all about? Where did you hear about them? When did you hear about them? School, TV, right? How far back would you say? Like that? So that means as a little kid, 2, 3, 4 years old, what were you hearing at that time? Was it Snow White, Cinderella, yeah, stuff like that? Alright. Now I'm going to ask you something to reflect on something very interesting. The stories you were told then and the things you're looking for now, how different are they? Are you still looking for Prince Charming? Are you looking for someone to save you? Are you looking for someone with whom you will live happily ever after? Any of that resonate for you? Okay. So in other words, we've been given a fable, a fairy tale, and we've made it our, literally the software programming in our mind. And very few people have questioned that. Many have come to the idea that, okay, this stuff's not working, all right? But where do we go from here? And that's been a large part of my pursuit, is to go deeper. Just to give you a little background, I work as a spiritual psychotherapist, which means that I work in an area that is very different from normal therapies. That is, you go into spirit, you look at body, mind, soul, you look at things from a very different perspective, and I find it works a lot faster with people. But in my search in spirituality, I came across some incredible teachings which I have now brought into my work. Work from Sufi, from Bhakti, from the ancient schools that talked about divine love. People are now beginning to wake up to that idea out here. But therein I found the most incredible models for love as we can actually begin to experience it in our lives. And I've tried to bring that in a way that we can all use. And it will start with that aspect of loving ourselves, but in a whole new way. So let me start first by reading you a little bit from my book about what I think of our experience with romantic love so far. Because I've been asking the questions as well. And I've been wondering, just like you, I've been through the divorces and the breakups and all the disillusionment. And I've wondered, what's going on? So I start in the book asking, will I ever find someone who will nurture, care for, and love me, who will complete me, adore me, and make me feel special, who I can call my own and be with forever? Is it true that one day I will meet my ideal lover and soulmate? I wonder, is the ideal of romantic love true? I want to know what love is. I want to experience true love. I have tried and failed. Will you show me the way? So when I speak to an inner voice. I ask my questions and then this voice speaks back. A lot of folks tell me they pray, they do stuff like that. I don't. I listen. I listen to that inner voice, and we all can. And when you listen to it, the guidance it gives you, so incredible. And I believe that it's one of the most powerful paths on spirituality that very few people are talking about today. We've gone from the unconscious. The unconscious spiritual evolution is where you bump into things, you mess up, you screw up, you learn the hard way. It's like having accidents all through your life. It's a series of trial and error, banging your head against the wall until you kind of figure it out. So that's the unconscious path. The conscious path is where you've got all these self-help books and all these teachers, they're guiding you and they're telling you, and many of us have experienced a little problem with that. Great stuff to read, very hard to implement. Does anyone have that experience? Right. Let me explain to you why that happens. Because what you're reading, what you're hearing is going through your conscious mind. Your conscious mind here does something very unique. It's constantly filtering out information. It has to agree or disagree. It wants to like or dislike. So it lets in very little. So conscious evolution is actually an extremely slow process as well. It's way better than unconscious, but it's still very slow. The process I'm referring to, where you listen to your inner voice, is the path of what I'm now calling supraconscious evolution, which means you're listening to the divine, the words come within you, bypassing your conscious mind, they install within you like software, and then they start to change you from the inside out. I'm sharing this as my own experience because this is what happened to me. Alright, so, talking about love. The inner voice replies, the mythology of romantic love is a mentally concocted, religiously manipulated, socially conditioned, media-enhanced delusion that has nothing to do with true love. The knight in shining armor will never save you. I'm sorry, some of you are young, I might be breaking your bubble a little early, but you know what, we've been living in that bubble for a long time and we didn't find it, so if you want to pick up some tips from those of us that beat our head against the wall a whole lot of times, feel free. If not, stay in your bubble. Maybe that knight with shining armor will come for you, but I don't know about it. The perfect mate will never complete you. A happily ever after fairy tale ending will never come to pass. I don't mean to just do this to make you disillusioned, but it is to just kind of put things in their place and then start on a clean slate. When you think of your lover as the one true love who will complete you, save you and fulfill your needs, then you set yourself up for failure. Your vision is sweet and romantic, but no person can ever live up to it. Your expectations seem sensible, but they are unrealistic and will trap you in a web of emotions. Do not blame your lovers for having disappointed, hurt, and betrayed you. The root cause of all your tragic love stories is this egoic ideal of romantic love. Why do I call it an egoic ideal? Any guess? Anyone want to guess? Why would it be an egoic ideal?
It's basically ego.
How come? What makes you say that?
It's fear-based lying.
Yeah, it's a lot about survival, isn't it? It's about someone taking care of me. It's about somebody meeting my needs. It's about someone making me feel good. It's about someone making me feel loved. By the way, when did you guys last feel you had to be in that place? What's your earliest memory of someone needing to take care of you, take care of your needs, make you feel loved? Where would be your earliest memory?
Babies.
Like a baby. So in other words, what we've got is an infantile concept of love. We're trying to be babies all over again. We want someone to baby us. No wonder we call each other baby. Hey baby, how are you? Excuse me. I'm not. It's time to grow up. And you know what? There is a time to be babied, and I think it's beautiful and it's wonderful. But if that's all you got, then I think you're missing something. So my invitation is, let's go further. This inner voice now begins to prompt me. She says, if you really want to fulfill your soul's yearning for undying romance, passion, and true love, and I don't want to deny, we all want that. There's nothing wrong in it. That's I call that a soul prompting. That's a deep calling in all of us. If you really want to free yourself from these grand illusions that have birthed deep pain, disappointment, and betrayal, then come with me on a journey into the heart and soul of love. Now we start from the beginning of a new paradigm. And in that paradigm, one thing needs to be made very clear. Know this now and forever. Love never hurts. Love never betrays. And love never dies. Love is always with you. Love is who you are. The only thing hurting you is you. I know this is going to blow your mind, but if I'm saying to you that love never hurts, hello, does anyone agree with that? No way. Not unless you've experienced the alternative. Or love never betrays. Any truth to that? No, I don't think you've experienced that. I have. And I'm going to share it with you. And I would love for you to experience this incredible possibility of abundant love. So much love that it doesn't matter if someone's with you or not with you, whether you are single or whether you are partnered, whether you have your ideal romance or you're in one that's just kind of going by, doesn't matter. You can be in the most ecstatic state of love right here, right now. Regardless of your age, regardless of your health, anything. Because this is an inside job. This has nothing to do with anything outside. By the way, there are many inside jobs that we haven't kind of figured out. One of them is happiness. We've been chasing it for a long time, right? Where did you guys... How long does happiness usually last?
You choose it.
Yeah.
Until you get distracted.
Until you get distracted, alright? How easy is that? You buy this new thing, you meet this new person, you're excited, you're happy, and you get distracted, something else comes up, right? We haven't found the key to lasting happiness, or peace, or love. And guess why? Any ideas?
Looking externally?
Yeah, we've been looking externally. We've been looking for it in the wrong place. Ever had that experience where you left your keys in your pocket and you're looking all over the house or in your purse? Yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. We've been looking all over for something that was inside us all along. Now, guess why we don't know how to access that? There's a very simple reason.
We're looking outside of ourselves.
Right, but why can't we act now? Say you understand, okay, it's within me. But why can't I access it? What's going on?
We don't have the frame of reference. No one trains us for that. No one teaches
You
us.
bet. Thank you. No one trained us. It's a training. It's a training to learn how to still your mind, how to go past your thoughts. Because behind the veil of your thoughts lies something incredible. Has anyone experienced the thought stopping even for a moment? Yes? What did that feel like?
Feels really comfortable. It's
Yeah.
a place to rest.
Place to rest. You feel peaceful?
Yes,
Yeah.
very much.
Happy maybe?
Just completely peaceful.
Completely peaceful. Alright.
Time changes. It seems to stretch a little bit.
Yes, yes. Time changes, it stretches. It's almost like you've entered into a different dimension, a place where you are naturally feeling relaxed, where timelessness occurs. And by the way, we've all experienced this. We've experienced this when we are very present to something. Maybe it's our lover's eyes. Maybe it's someone we're just touching very gently. Maybe it's when we are just enjoying something yummy, we're just relishing it. Ever experienced those moments when something just feels so good you can't believe it?
Right.
Right? Yeah, maybe an orgasm, maybe something just, maybe kissing someone. These are all things that actually lead us there, but we haven't learned how to stay there. To stay there, you got to learn to silence these thoughts. And how difficult is that? You know, people have been telling us that it takes lifetimes. You got to become the master, you got to be enlightened and all this kind of stuff. And I say, boo-hoo. It's a breath away. How easy is that? A breath away. So take a deep breath and let's try it right now. Take a deep breath. Just breathe, put your hand on your belly and make sure your belly goes in and out as you breathe. Breathe in. Now most of us aren't even used to this one. This is called deep breathing. This is when your lungs get filled with oxygen and that's what causes your belly to come out. And all the receptors for the oxygen are at the bottom of your lungs. So if you're not breathing deeply like this, your body's feeling deprived and therefore tense, anxious, stressed and all of that. So breathe deeply and let your stomach go in and out as you breathe. And you'll notice in a few seconds you're going to start feeling relaxed. That's all you need to do. It's right there. And in this relaxed moment, if you keep staying there, and if your thoughts want to come in, just say, later. I'll talk to you later. Not now. I'm busy. Experience it. Try it out. Just a breath. And you're doing it all day long. So you can come into this space anytime you want. And in this space you will find peace, love, joy. Everything you ever desired will be right here. That's all you got to do. But trust this place and you can make it something that lasts you all the time. There are little tricks on how to work with the mind. I won't go into them here. How to talk back to it. How to be able to get power back from your mind. Those are things I'll tell you if you ever want to get into it deeper. But let's move on with our journey into love. So one of the first things we begin to experience as we walk on this journey is because there's two people involved. There's the lover and there's the beloved. The beloved might be the other, but there's the lover. Do we know ourselves? Who are you? And what are you bringing to your beloved? Are you bringing a bunch of crap? You know, a person with a really messed up mind, someone who's constantly thinking all kinds of negative things about themselves? And tell me this. If you hate yourself, if you judge yourself, if you criticize yourself, why do you think someone else should love you? It's not going to work like that. They're going to pick up on that negativity. They're going to use it against you. Anybody experienced that? You've been with a partner and they're out there finding out all your flaws, which you actually knew about yourself, and which you were judging yourself for in the first place. And now they come and they squeeze it in. Have you had that experience?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The way that stops is you stop judging yourself. And how do you do that? You learn one simple word. No. When somebody in this world comes and gets critical with you, do you just sit there hypnotized? Give it to me, baby. Tell me all the crap you want to tell me. Or do you say, excuse me, you don't get to speak with me like that. I'm not going to take this kind of crap from you or anyone. At least if you respect yourself. I'd do that. So, how about doing that with your mind? How about telling it one simple word? What's that word? No. And say it firmly. Not in anger, because then it'll get control back over you. You know how kids are? You get angry with them, you lost the game. Parents, watch out. Anger doesn't work. Being submissive to your mind doesn't work. But learn to say assertively, firmly, tell your mind, no, you don't get to talk to me like that. I call them house rules. I don't allow the mind to talk to me in any negative way, including being judgmental, critical, fault-finding, anything. Alright, so what is the self? Who are you? Outside of all the judgments and outside of all the things you think you are, what's the highest vision you have of yourself? Some people might say, to be a good person. What else is, what's your highest vision of yourself? What are you? Who are you? Are you a human being? Are you a human doing? Are you what? Are you man, woman, child? What's your highest vision of you?
An aspect of God, Goddess, all that is.
An aspect of God, Goddess, all that is. Anybody resonate with that one? Alright. I see a number of heads nodding. In other words, we're divine beings, we're spiritual beings. Now that's not just a theory. When you silence your mind and you're present with yourself, that's what you're experiencing. In fact, when you're present with anything, that's what you're experiencing. When you're present with your lover or anyone that you're listening to, like even just listening to someone, being present to them. Being present to your food and really enjoying that. Being present to nature. You're experiencing yourself as a divine being, because that's the experience you're having. That's that bliss you're having in that moment. That's what people experience when they take drugs, that's what happens when they have sex, that's what happens when they do all these things. But the fact of the matter is, you don't need to have anything for that. That's just who you are. And all you need is a deep breath, and you're in. You're in that vibration. You're in that state. Practice it, and it'll become your way of living. And then the question comes, what is love? What is love? So if love isn't the fairy tale romance, and if it isn't that knight in shining armor, and if it isn't this perfect person, then what is love? Anybody have a clue?
God.
Essence, who we are, God, source, right? Anybody disagree? Actually, love is energy. Love is divine energy that flows through us to our loved ones. And that could be a beloved, it could be a child, it could be a pet. And it is the same love energy that comes from your beloved to you. Now, I have a question for you. How much of this energy do you think there is in the world? Is there a finite amount? Is there just a limited bit? Is there just one person who can give it to you? No, some people are saying no. Okay, let's try another one. Is it unlimited?
Yes.
Alright. So imagine what's happened to us. We're in this mind warp. We've been told there is one special person out there for us, right? 7 billion people on this planet, and there is one special person out there for us. Hey guys, what's the chance of finding this person? You think even Facebook has 7 billion people on there? No way. So how are you going to find one special person? And now, let's say you do find the person who you think is the one. What's going to happen next? If you could find this 1 out of 7 billion, what are you going to do next?
A happy dance?
A happy dance for a while. Are you going to get a little scared you might lose this person, that they might wander off to somebody else? That might happen, right? I mean, if they did, look at what would go on. Now you've lost the 1 in 7 billion. What are your odds after that? You're screwed, you're damned, you're finished. There's nothing left for you. You better might as well die and go home. But it's a myth. It's a myth. It's a myth. It's a story, a fairy tale that we've been sold, and it is not true. Don't tell anybody outside here. So I write in my book, love is God. Love is the universe experiencing itself. the beloved wooing itself, the divine communing with the essence, with its essence, that is you, through the hearts, eyes, and bodies of lovers. Love is God enjoying the unique melody of your beloveds, savoring their souls, relishing their beauty, arousing their passion, making love to them through you. Love is the source of all, adoring, worshipping, and making love to you through endless lovers across infinity. Behold love's delightful magnificence. Think about it. Even if one lover leaves, another will show up. If that one leaves, another will show up. Love will endlessly keep coming to you because love never leaves you. Love is always with you. In fact, you don't even need anyone. In fact, if you would fill yourself with this love energy day after day, you're going to feel so complete and so full. And you're going to wonder, do I really need somebody else? Now we're going to cross that bridge too. Of course! Why do you want to meet someone else? Because you want to share this delicious, incredible thing that you found. You want to share with them this majestic being that you are. You don't want to just keep it in, like a miser, hide it within you. You want to share it with as many as you can. That's another topic. But you want to share it. That's the most wonderful thing that happens when you found something wonderful, isn't it? That's right. So, we're going to move towards something where you can experience that, and I'm going to introduce the idea of romancing yourself. That's the first action step. Okay, alright. Okay, so everyone's heard about loving yourself, right? Heard about it? Great. I say, crap. Why? Because we've got this very shallow notion of what that is. Going for some massages, going for shopping, pampering ourselves. But pampering is really what really bad parents do for really spoiled kids. Right? That's what they do. So pampering is wonderful, but if that's all you're going to do, like you don't have time to spend with your kids and all you do is buy them stuff, that's not really loving them. So that's the concept we've been sold so far. Romancing yourself is about treating yourself the way you would want your ideal lover to treat you. Now what does that mean? What are we going to do? That means go out on a date with yourself. Go out and take yourself out for dinner, for the movies. Go out and romance yourself. Dress yourself for yourself. Right? Touch yourself. Love yourself the way you would want your ideal lover to love you. Begin to recognize that if you cannot love yourself in this way, why should somebody else? If they don't see you as someone who knows how to love yourself, then how will they know how to love you? They haven't a clue. They don't even know who you are. When you meet this person, how will you guide them and say, hey, I like to be touched this way, or I like to be kissed this way? How would you know unless you know it for yourself? Right? So, try it out. Try it out. Bring yourself to the next level of romancing yourself. I'm going to end with that so that I don't delay our timing.